Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 42nd episode of Visioncon Live, your go-to nerdy talk show. I'm your host, Zach Wilson, but you didn't come here to see me today. You came to see the woman of the hour. She's Rey from Evangelion, Yukiko from Persona 4, Oya from Persona 5, just to name a few. She's a hero to many and a legend to all. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the one, the only, Amanda Winn Lee. Amanda, how are you doing today?
Oh my God, can I hire you to just follow me around and just keep saying that? That was amazing.
My God. Be careful what you wish for, Amanda. Amanda, thank you so much for joining the show. We've got a lot to talk about, guys, so I'm going to actually just jump right in with the first question. Amanda.
Yes.
We all know and love you. We know you as a plethora of roles throughout the years, an advocate on a lot of things that we'll actually get to later in this episode. But what I want to start us out with is, how did we get here? Amanda, was this always the goal, or did something happen earlier down in life that kind of brought you to show business?
The short answer is I slept with a stand-up comic.
Hell yeah.
The long answer is Rob Mungle, who was this guy, Double Target. He and my husband were stand-up comics coming up together. And Mungle just said, hey, you guys have to check out these cartoons. They're crazy. We're like, okay, yeah, whatever. And so I go in for my first audition, and it was for the original Burn Up. And Matt showed me a clip. And I was so blown away. I was so blown away by what I'd seen that he was like, okay, do you want to try and do a reading? I'm like, can I see that again? That was amazing. So that was my introduction to anime, a little bit of baptism with fire.
Now, do you remember what that show was? I know it was
the original Burn Up.
Original Burn Up. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So what do you think was your first maybe knockout role, in your opinion?
Yoko, I think, was the next movie we dubbed, and that was I was Devil Hunter Yoko.
Devil Hunter Yoko. Well, there were a lot of roles that I wanted to touch on, three of which that I mentioned in the introduction. And of course, the first one being, and I would be remiss if we didn't talk about it, that is, of course, Rey from Evangelion. So to start us out, kind of what was your experience with Rey, kind of, how you got the part, and, anything about it that was maybe either interesting or, just maybe a fun story to tell with being Rey?
Well, I co-directed and helped cast the series. Mm-hmm. I always joke that Matt wanted me to be Rey because he was trying to get me to shut the hell up for a change. I remember he introduced her to me. He's like, think Vulcan.
Okay.
Okay. And it sort of led on this insane adventure. I had no idea she was going to be as popular as she was, or as important as she was. It was such a beautiful role, and Megumi Hayashibara just did such an amazing job with it that I just tried to hope I did her justice.
Well, you definitely did, and I gotta say, this is a bit topic, but I saw a tweet the other day between you and Spike Spencer, which, of course, previous guest on the show, Shinji from Evangelion, where you guys posted about the poster for End of Evangelion. And just what you guys said, it fucking killed me. If I was more prepared, I'd bring it up. But the next question I wanted to ask, though, is...
Oh, dude, you can't do that. So listen, so what it was, Spike had...
Here, I'll find
Somebody did an end shot of End of Eva, and Spike wrote, I'm still not exactly sure what happened. And I responded, easy, I ate the world and then exploded.
Wow,
that was our...
Let me try to find it. While I look for it, however, and I'll share my screen, don't worry, guys. While I look for it, however, my second question that I wanted to ask was, Evangelion, while definitely a mech anime in its essence, it also focused a lot on mental illness and kind of how the characters struggle to learn how to cope with these distressing situations that they're forced into. So while playing Rey, did that ever give you an additional insight or perspective on such a harrowing topic?
I always say when I play Rey, I sort of tap into my clinically depressed self when I was 14, which I didn't realize she was still in there, but yeah. the beauty of Ray is her simplicity. The fact that she boils everything down to its core and nothing superfluous and none of these idiotic pleasantries. She's genuine. And I love that about her. And I try to be genuine.
Oh, well, you do a great job at it, and that was a little bit of a hard left on our kind of a joyful. So to cleanse the palate, guys, I found the tweet. Give me one second. Oh, there it is. Oh no, that's not it.
You broke it again.
Here we go. God. Man,
yep.
That movie too. Ugh.
Spike Spencer was my brother from another mother.
Oh my God, that's total sweetheart, much like yourself as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I've known Spike for 27 years.
Wow.
6 years? Yeah. Like, I've been in both of his weddings.
He did briefly mention that he was a newlywed on.
Yes. Oh, his wife Kim is so awesome. She's just sparkle personified. It's awesome.
Yeah, out of nowhere, went on his episode. She brought his kid Denkin and
Zeki.
Oh my God, they're just so cute.
Zeki's a cutie. Oh, I talk to him when he does Brekkie with Decky. I usually sign on and say hi to them.
And I love that series is continuous with them. Oh my God. Well, jumping ship a little bit into maybe more of a positive topic. I want to next talk about, of course, Yukiko from Persona 4. So again, let's first start us out. The experience with the character, any novel things you approached it with, anything like that.
Well, I always say that Yukiko is probably the woman I would have turned into if I'd listened to all the like etiquette and manners stuff my mom tried to teach me.
That's honest.
Did I become that person? Oh God, no. But there's sort of like a very gentle grace about her that I think sometimes can be lacking in anime. The sort of subtlety. Well, a subtlety, and she wears glasses with a big nose on them. That's not subtle. But I just, again, I love her earnestness and her lesson of like, maybe you are going to be at the end, but that's okay. Sort of made me feel better in my life. It's sort of like, this is where you are. It is what it is. You make the best of it and you enjoy yourself.
Well, that kind of also leads me to my next question about Yukiko. So in Persona 4 specifically, Yukiko undergoes a great amount of character development throughout the story. So was there ever a point in playing Yukiko where you kind of started to connect with her on a personal level?
Oh, when she's battling herself in the like battling Snow Black, and I mean, I loved playing the alter ego because it was I got to sneer at the goody goody. It was really fun.
But
I'm all about enjoying myself as much as humanly possible.
For sure. When there's definitely many points where Yukiko definitely kind of lets down, the prim and proper for more. Especially, you mentioned briefly the glasses with the nose, which of course is always an iconic scene. But so, did you ever expect? Because one of your first entries in the Persona series was Persona 4 for Yukiko. At least one of them was. Did you ever expect Persona 4 specifically to blow up?
P2, sweetheart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It said.
Oh, okay.
So P2 is my first intro to the series, but a lot of people. I don't know, chat. Did anybody play P2? Let me know if you guys played P2. But for exactly Persona 4 specifically, however, did you ever expect it to blow up to the degree that it had? No.
Oh God, no. By the time they came out with the like Dance Revolution thing, I'm like, okay, you guys, come on. Nah, you're just beating a dead horse.
All right. Well, and then rounding us off, and we're going to go to the final one. And for another Persona 5 game, we're going to do Ouya from Persona 5. Now, Ouya is a very fun character, maybe not as central as Yukiko, of course, but I did want to ask, was there anything about voicing Ouya that was maybe a bit different or maybe even difficult compared to the other ones you've done throughout the years?
Well, they kept threatening to take me out and get me drunk. I didn't sound slurred enough. I was like, oh, no, I've got enough practice. I got this. I was like, I was finally typecast. It's funny because I have this reputation for being this crazy party woman at the cons, and I don't drink anymore.
Really?
So, yep, I live in California. There's free legal weed. Why would I drink?
Exactly. Which is another thing we'll touch on here in a minute. But before we go on, real quick, guys, we're at kind of the halfway point, at least approaching it. So I did want to reiterate, plenty of you this time have messaged Visioncon directly, your viewers' comments and questions, and we'll get all to those at the end. But you still have the time to message it there, message me directly, or message it in the live chat here on Facebook. Again, if you're watching this live on Facebook, obviously. But with that said.
And send nudes.
Send nudes. There you go. Maybe not to the live chat, but
send animal nudes.
Okay, that's a little bit more So the next thing, kind of piggybacking off animal nudes, is no. We are actually going to talk about a serious topic that I do want to definitely touch on. So while society may have become very much more accepting and open-minded, I will say it's very easy to, at least admit that we still have a long way to go, especially with the members of the LGBTQA community. And, a lot of them have to face difficult obstacles and very unfair obstacles, sometimes every day. Now, with that said, joining us today, guys, is a champion of the LGBTQA community. That is, of course, Amanda Winley. I'm going to bring something up real quick, but I wanted to talk about the Queer Roundup, Amanda. So let me bring it up on screen real quick so everybody can have kind of a sense of what we're talking about. Come on, Zoom. Cooperate. Oh, there we go.
I didn't do it this time, did I?
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, now this one was all me.
You did break it.
I had it bookmarked and everything. Up, here we go. All right, now we're here.
Queer Kid Roundup. Woo!
So kind of where did the inspiration come from? Kind of where did the idea come from? And, it has definitely got a big following since then, but kind of where did it all kind of start out?
Well, this is my friend Sarah, who she moved away from LA for about 7 years. And when she came back, a bunch of us went out for dinner just to sort of get all caught up. And as we were walking out the door, she turned to me and said, I just have this vision of you and I getting on YouTube and just loving up on all the gay kids. And I went, be at my house on Tuesday. Like, yeah, let's do this. That's such a great idea. And so basically the basic concept is if you are LGBTQIA and you are not getting the love and support that you need at home, if your parents suck, then we want to be your new moms. We want to tell you that you're amazing and that there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. And not only that, but being true to who you are in this time and age, let's face it, things are a little ugly out there. So that is so badass and so brave. So absolutely. Unfortunately, Mama Sarah has COVID.
Oh.
So yeah, so we're not filming anytime soon. You can still keep in touch with me though through my Twitter. I still have what I call my adopted kiddos. And I still try and be supportive that way.
And I have all of those links, including to the Trevor Project,
yes,
the Gay and Lesbian National Hotline, glad.org, and a plethora of other links. But for this specifically, touch on, I have them all right there in either the live chat if you're watching this live on Facebook, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, it's going to be down there in the description box below. And guys, just to reiterate, if you are part of that community or just feeling like you are, derogatorized or anything about just being yourself, just know that, of course, Amanda Winley and Visioncon love you for who you are and never feel bad for being who you are and for loving who you love. And kind of jumping past this, since we're already on here, there was another thing I wanted to definitely touch on, and that, of course, is, oh my God, Mom's
my little pet project.
Oh my God. Okay, ages for say. Okay, all right, YouTube, I get it. All right, well.
So a bunch of trolls reported my channel.
Right, well, then I'll ask you all about the similar questions. Kind of where did this come about and kind of how it kind of piggybacked to where it is today?
So it started with, I had massive back surgery. I had 4 of the levels of my back fused.
Oh, God.
And I was very open about using cannabis instead of using Percocet because I don't like pills. I don't like opiates. And so, and my son was young. So then I'd go pick him up at school. And later, after, I was feeling better and I was up and around, I'd have these other parents come up to me and go, Amanda, how do I do this? And I realized it's because we're the just say no and dare to stay off drugs generation. So we're used to I'll meet you in the 7-Eleven and you get a dime bag of whatever you can find. Whereas now it's like they've got menus and sommeliers. So I sort of went, there's a definite need because also the dispensaries in LA, a lot of them are populated and run by these adorable little hot chicks, which is awesome, but they don't always have the information that middle-aged people want. Like what is CBD? What is THC? What happens? What is the difference between this and this? All of that. So I try to take all of the questions that we could think of, and we got a couple more, and made a channel. And basically, it's helping housewives be less scared of weed. So actually, there's even a block, if your parents are very anti-weed, there's a block of videos on my channel that tell them all about the history, all about the biology of it, everything you want to know so that they learn it's not that bad.
Fighting the good fight on all fronts.
Oh, absolutely.
And like I said, guys, all of these links and more, if you're watching this live on Facebook, can be right there in the live chat, or watching this later on YouTube, right down there in the description below. All right, and let me stop the share so we can continue. All right, so before we go into the plug zone of the viewers' comments and questions, there was one more segment I wanted to touch on, Amanda. So a lot of people who watch the show, obviously, are here for the wonderful guests like the one that's right before me. However, a lot of people, we've also realized, watch the show because they're either wanting to get in the entertainment industry or already are and just wanting to know what to do next. So, if someone's as successful and well-known as you, Amanda, the first question I wanted to have with this in mind is about rejection. So I say this a lot, but rejection is prevalent and well-known in all facets of life. Can't really escape it. However, if I were to say that rejection was prevalent in any big industry, the biggest one I think is undoubtedly your industry, which is the entertainment industry. So when rejection eventually comes for people that are wanting to get into the entertainment industry, how do you advise them that they could maybe, face it better? Does it get any easier? Or if it doesn't, what advice would you give the folks watching at home to properly handle it when rejection eventually comes?
Run. No, no, seriously, if you book 1 out of every 10 auditions that you do, then you are functioning above normal. Okay. So there's a lot of rejection, and what you need to learn to do is have a thin skin about it. Usually I approach it this way. If something really bothers me, then I'm usually like, okay, then there must be a grain of truth to it, and that's why it's pissing me off. But there's sometimes people will reject you and say, no, you need to paint yourself purple and walk backwards or whatever. And you just kind of go, okay, thank you, So it's learning to keep the good stuff and throw the rest away. Now, have I mastered this? Oh God, no. Still have trouble with, it still stings when you see someone, oh my God. Actually though, I have to say, my favorite was somebody, I did the voice of Heather on Silent Hill for the HD remaster. And somebody did a side-by-side comparison of me with the original Heather. And this one guy's like, she sounds like a dirty old whore.
No. How rude can you be?
It's a 16-year-old girl. Who the fuck are you hanging? Exactly. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, about the fuck? Nah, don't worry about it. Okay. It's a late night show. Fuck it.
Okay, good. Oh, you're going to wish you hadn't said that. No.
I forget who. No. It was Carrie Bernans, who she's in Ultimate Tag, Black Panther, and a bunch of other things that came on the show. And for her, at her final words were like, kind of the parting wisdom. Oh, she went off on a tyrant, and I loved every minute of it. But it was fuck this, shit that. Oh, my God. A fucking warrior, and I loved her. But anyway,
challenge accepted. No,
exactly. A high bar to meet. But so the next thing is, okay, so with rejection aside, was there any advice that you would give the folks watching at home that either want to get into the entertainment industry or already are and just want to know where to go next? Any advice that you would give them, perhaps maybe some advice that you wish you had when you first started out?
Here's the thing, as many trolls will happily tell you, I'm a has-been. I'm not really in the industry that much anymore. People call me when they have projects, but I'm not really out there auditioning for stuff. So I'm not as good of a resource. I know that, just start practicing like stuff like voices.com. I saw you can like do bids for different little voiceover projects and just try and get as many of those as you can and build your reel up. And, but also know that voice acting is very much a labor of love. That it's, there's the ones who do Scooby-Doo and are in the higher echelon, but the rest of us have day jobs.
Well, I know I'm supposed to maybe try to sustain some sort of journalist objectivity and professionalism, but if
Overrated.
Any of you trolls are watching right now, still think that Amanda Winn Lee is some has-been or any negative word, just come to Missouri. I'll throw hands with each and every one of you.
Thank you. You're defending my honor.
No.
Chivalry's not dead. Yay.
Alrighty, guys. Chivalry's not dead. Alrighty, guys. Like I said, in a bit, you guys still have time to either message Visioncon directly, your viewers' comments and questions. I know we got a bunch of them, and I'll try to get to all of them, but you still have time if you haven't already. However, this is your last time to do so because, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the plug zone. Amanda Winn Lee. Now is your opportunity to advertise, promote, plug, whatever verb you want to use, anything you want. The floor is yours.
So I have a store online that you saw it up when I'm gonna start over. I have a store and it's awesome and it's online. It's at amandawinlee.com. You go to the store. We're raising money for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So a lot of it just gets donated directly to them. So yeah, and so there's all kinds of posters and trinkets and stuff that I will happily sign and personalize and blah, blah, blah. I think all during December, we're doing a thing like you get a free signed gift if you buy one. I don't know. I give more of this stuff away than I sell, I think, sometimes. Right now, I'm actually having a contest for, oh, you know what? Can you scroll up? Scroll up. That one. No, wait, that's not that one. I lied. Scroll down.
Go down.
I'm sorry. There it is. Do you see this Ray canvas? We're doing this with Ray with the wings.
Yeah.
It's actually this beautiful printed canvas, and I am doing a giveaway over on Twitter.
About to say,
so
it looks beautiful.
It's breathtaking. I mean, it's so beautiful that whoever wins, I'm going to ask them, do you want me to sign it? Or I could just sign a separate headshot because it's art. It's beautiful. So I totally understand and my feelings will not be hurt.
I was about to say, because when I was looking at this, just for professional reasons, clearly, I'm a huge fan of autographs. You can't work for a convention without, having a few autographs. So I feel like I have a lot more than just a few. And so a lot of people watch the show are huge fans of autographs as well. So guys, this is our time to shine. Let's help raise some money for charity. We'll also get some pretty dope autographs as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? Can I tell you can you go back up to the top, the blue seed one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the very first one, that is Blue Seed. Those characters are Momiji and Kusanagi. My husband and I played them in the original series. And we finished recording the first series right around the time we got married. So Lorraine McLeese now, created this beautiful picture for us for our wedding. We had this huge banner. So now we just figured that other Blue Seed fans would like to know that Momiji and Kusanagi did get married.
Oh my God, that's so
Yep.
cute.
Yeah, that we had Momiji and Kusanagi instead of a bride and groom on our wedding cake.
Oh my God, no.
Nerd!
Oh, that is so adorable. But we did touch on a lot of other things, like other links, but is there anything, where can the folks watching at home go to get, maybe their daily dose of Amanda Winn Lee? Wish I would have said that in a little better.
Usually I'm good about Twitter. I'm pretty active on Twitter, and I've figured it out. Twitter's for people who hate taking selfies, and I'm like, yep, I'm there. Everything else is like, I'm like, you don't want to see what I look like right now. You just ate. No. So that's why I mostly do the typed word.
But there's also Instagram and Facebook for the fan pages as well. And I have all of these links, plus a plethora of more in the live chat if you're watching this live on Facebook, or down in the description if you're watching this later on YouTube. All right, and with that, we're going out of the plug zone and going right into the final segment, viewers' comments and questions. So I can
Let's do it.
Bring up the messenger real quick. All right, and we're good. Okay, so the first question comes from Raylene, who wanted to know, what is your favorite part of Yukiko or being Yukiko?
Honestly, it's working with the director. It's working with Val Aram. She is a very old, very dear friend, and Yukiko's just so she's a little oblivious sometimes, and that's really fun. That's really fun to do. Oh my, what was that? Because she's so pure. So that's a fun thing. I also, though, I love it when Yukiko gets mad, because it's been building for years.
Torment.
Right there.
All right, so scrolling down in there, we've got Alexander in the chat, and then Alexander wanted to know, hi, Amanda, I loved you in Dead Leaves as Pandy. Do you have any fun memories in Dead Leaves?
Oh, you want to hear something really twisted?
Absolutely.
Our son was conceived while we were working on Dead Leaves.
Hell yeah.
If you've seen Dead Leaves, Jason's character and my character have sex and give birth to a baby that rapidly ages 24 hours, or ages its entire life within a couple of hours. But it's born with a couple, it comes out of me with a couple of guns in his hands. And I just kept telling my husband, I'm like, if this kid has guns in his hands, I'm putting him back. I'm not doing it.
Yo, Alexa, remind me to watch Dead Leaves. Thank you, Alexa.
That was when I told Spike, I'm like, we were working on some pretty twisted stuff when I got pregnant with my son. Does that mean he's going to be all twisted? And Spike's like, he will if you tell him about it. Yeah.
Maybe wait a little bit.
Anyway.
All right. So Drew came up in the chat and said, hi, Amanda. Loved you as Ray, of course, but also Pen from Evangelion. Do you like doing the voice of Pen just as much as Ray?
I do. I love doing it more because it's absurd, and it's and look at my face. There's no dignity there. None whatsoever. I love it.
All right, I'm going. Okay, so a bit more of a serious one. Okay, so Nicole tuned in and said, hey, Amanda, my mom and I were at odds when I first came out as trans until I showed her Queer Kid Roundup. So I just wanted to thank you so much for helping me repair my relationship with my mom.
I am flabbergasted. Your mom is awesome. I am so proud of her for making the leap. And God, you are so badass. You are so brave, and you stuck to it, and that is amazing. I'm so happy for you. I mean, the way forward, it ain't gonna be perfect. You know, there's going to be ups and downs, but you know that there's a way forward now. And that's so fantastic. And I love you and congratulations. That's awesome. And I will tell Mama Sarah when I talk to her tonight.
Excellent. And thank you so much for tuning in, Nicole. Okay, so let me sign. Okay, Raul tuned in and wanted to know, what is your least favorite part of voicing all of these characters?
When it's over. I love playing. I love doing this. It's such a blast. You know what? When I was in second grade, I had a teacher, Mrs. Dawson, seriously told me I needed to learn to sit still and be quiet because no one was going to pay me to make funny noises in life. How do you like me now?
Joke's on you.
Yes. So I honestly, like, it can be difficult, like if you get one of these directors who's like, okay, I need that louder but more intimate, and you go,
you want me to moan?
I don't know. So those can be irritating moments, but mostly I usually just go in and I play so much that we all have fun.
Fair. Well, we got time for two more. So Mackenzie tuned in and wanted to know, what are some of the characters that you voiced that you wish kind of had more of a spotlight? So I assume she means like was more well known.
Well, I wish they'd done a follow-up on Battle Angel. I know that it had its day in the sun with James Cameron and blah, blah, blah. But I just loved that show. There was another show actually that we did, Mighty Space Miners, that never got a second episode. That was really cute and really fun. That's Ushiwaki 9, boo, age 12. And he's like this kid living on a space station. And that one also, but I don't know if it's because of the show or just because I just keep thinking of all the people in the cast, and I loved the cast. It was Rob Mungall, it was my husband, it was, he does Kenska's voice, Kurt Stoll, there was Tiffany, there was like all the old gang. There was I think Kimberly Yates was in that, but yeah, it's like the whole like, let's go put on a show, guys. So it was all the old gang. I would love to, like, if nothing else, just to get us all back together. So I'd love another episode of Mighty Space Miners.
And to round us all off, Ryan tuned in and said, hey, Amanda, a bit of a weird question, but Ooh. Which of the characters that you've played throughout the years would you like to have lunch with?
That's a great question.
Oh yeah, Ryan.
Rio.
Okay.
Rio from Burn Makes Sense, because I know it wouldn't be one of these like, oh, let's go having like a $20 salad that's like this big on the plate or whatever. It'd be like, yeah, let's go have some ramen. So definitely Rio from Burn Up Excess and Burn Up W, and yeah.
Oh, and we actually got a late night, last minute addition in the chat.
Yes.
Leslie tuned in and said, please tell her being you, thanks for all she has done. Eva and Blue Seed were some of my first animes ever watched and made me a fan.
It's like I was your gateway drug. The first one's always free.
Well, that is true for a lot of people.
Oh, well, thank you for watching. I always tell the fans, without them, we're just psychos in a padded room making funny noises. So without the fans, it means nothing. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for putting up with us, because some of us are kind of dicks. But I'm not.
There you go. And thank you for being you. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, this has been episode 42 of Visioncon Live. Now, before we wrap things up, Amanda, any final thoughts to leave us on?
Visioncon, you're awesome.
Oh.
I love you guys. It's been a blast. I send you nothing but good things. I hope Santa brings you everything you want for Christmas. And Happy New Year.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 42 of Visioncon Live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I, of course, am your host, Zach Wilson. But much more importantly, this has been my very special guest, Amanda Winley. Make sure to check out all the links down in the description box below. And I'd like to also reiterate real quick, I know we're kind of going off script here a little bit, but if you are someone, an LGBTQA plus member, or anyone who is just feeling doubts about themselves and feel like you are being discriminated against, just for being who you are, loving who you love, just know that I love you, Amanda loves you, Visioncon loves you, and there are all these resources that are there for you if you need help. I have a bunch of them in the description box below on YouTube, so please take advantage of those if you feel like you need them.
I always say, things will get better. Maybe not as soon as we'd like them to, but they will get better. So, baby, all you got to do is hang in there until then. And you've already proven that you're a badass. So just keep going.
The only way out is through.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't come up with that. That was from BoJack Horseman. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, guys, always remember that life's better when you have friends to share it with.